it's me again. I have another topic to talk about. So, today I wanted to talk about um, being different, and is being different good or bad, or is it somewhere in between? Um, I think that being different could mean a lot of different things, like being different in a good way, as good way, like very loosely here, or being different in a bad way in terms of societal standards. This could be anything. It could be anything from just being socially awkward to being extremely smart, or anything else that could just sign that you're different to someone else, or just people in general. And my question to you is this good? Is this always good? Is this always bad? Is there a clear cut line as to what it means to be different? And in my opinion, answering this question is a bit difficult because, again, there's no manual to being different. Someone could be different in their own special way, which could be good for them, bad for society, or they could feel very loved when they're different because there's more people that are different like them. I think it really just boils down to how you're different, or if you enjoy being different, enjoy feeling different. So, for me, it's an interesting case. Because I'd like to say I'm different. I'm different than other people in quite a few ways. Maybe some not as good as others. Some quite good for me specifically. And the main issue I have when being different to others is hobbies. Um, when it comes to having mundane hobbies and interests, I barely have any. All my hobbies include some like very, very, very niche like stuff I like to do, and it isn't always nice because when meeting new people, you obviously have to take into consideration that you're gonna have to have a subject to talk about. And well, being someone who doesn't watch football or keep up with like the latest sports events, it becomes really difficult, especially in a high school setting, to talk about very mundanely interesting topics because I don't have any to talk about. Um, this also comes with a bit of, obviously, well, all of this is self-targeted, but some of this comes from really just being awkward. I feel I haven't reached the barrier where I can comfortably talk to someone. I still feel quite awkward when I'm in interactions, and I hope I'm trying to change that. But I found, again, the biggest struggle I have is just the fact that I find it very hard to find things to talk about. And finding things to talk about is something I struggle with. I know I'm just repeating myself, but again, I have no idea how to fix this because things that are conversation starters are things that I find very boring. Like a classic conversation starter would be like football, maybe, or just the political state of the world in a very small way. And these things are like, they're okay, I can talk about them, but I wouldn't have any extensive knowledge on, let's say, like the football game last week, or like the basketball season, like the new season of the NBA or something. And that's where I kind of divide between myself and people. And there's also a very big difference in maturity, right? Well, sometimes I really just feel like I wish I could be more immature and less judging of myself. What I mean by that is like, I see people like be so carefree about themselves, like any mistake they make or like any awkward social interaction they have. I'm kind of not like that. I take it into very like deep consideration, even if the person that I've had a social fluke with I will never see again. And this suspicion of mine was confirmed this Saturday, which is a funny story. Um, I went out with a couple of friends to a shopping mall, and we saw like a girl, and she was quite pretty. She was with our group of friends. We were 5 guys and they were 4 girls. She was quite pretty, and she had a Splatoon bag. I played Splatoon. I was quite interested in that. I was like, I'm gonna go walk up to her and compliment her. So I did. I walked up to her and I said, hey, I think your bag's really pretty. And she didn't say anything weird. She just said thanks, and we moved on. It wasn't really that big of a deal until we met again, completely by luck, on the second floor of the mall. And well, I just thought I would ignore her because I didn't want to talk to her again. That was a one-off interaction, and I did not want to have another interaction with her. But I think some people took my one-off interaction as being a romantically interested in her or something, because I was pushed very violently into her. I didn't bump into her or anything. It wasn't anything crazy like that, but I did get shuffled into her, and while I was yelling at my friends to stop because I didn't want to do anything like that, obviously they didn't stop, and I felt really embarrassed. I felt like a bunny in headlights. I didn't really know what to do. Just kind of like, this situation overall wouldn't be a big deal to anyone else, I'm sure, but to me, even though I will never meet that person again, it just feels very iffy because, like, I feel like, in a sense, they thought I was being a creep or like a weirdo, which I'm sure they don't think that. I'm sure, because, come on, why would you think that? You wouldn't think much of it, like, oh, his friends just played a silly prank on him, whatever. But I wouldn't want someone to think I was crushing on them either, especially when I wasn't. I was just being nice. Yeah, it's a big struggle to think this way, because I would just rather think in a way where I'd say, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm not gonna see that woman again anyway. And that's what most of my friends told me. They're like, oh, you're not gonna see her again, what's the big deal? And they're right, there is no big deal. But I make it, like, I internalize it so much in my own mind, it's like a huge deal. But I'm sure she's forgotten about it, most of my friends have forgotten about it, but I still haven't forgotten about it, which sucks. Because I'm thinking of a situation that literally no one else cares about. It's a difficult topic point to discuss because this really doesn't have anything to do with being different in terms of any like quirky or silly haha way. It's like being different in terms of how I process things. I process everything in terms of social interaction to be a huge deal for no reason at all, especially when it is someone that I would not rather have a negative impression on. And this includes strangers. I wouldn't want to have a negative impression on a stranger because, well, if I do have a horrible impression on them, they will think about me later, and I really don't want that. I really don't want someone to think about me think about me in a bad light, even if I won't see them again. Which sounds silly, but I don't know how to really explain it. It's just something I think. I really don't want to be seen as a bad guy, even if, like, again, that person won't see me again. I always just want to be like this positive person, this happy person, someone who you can easily talk to and stuff, which is obviously unrealistic. Not everyone's gonna think I'm a saint. That's not what I expect from people either. I just want peace of mind that people don't hate me. And I think that's where I kind of get this feeling that I'm always judged. I always feel like I I'm constantly in a place where people are judging me, or people are like, maybe people don't want to hang out with me as much as I enjoy hanging out with them. But I've started to realize it's not the people I'm with that are judging me. It's me. I'm judging myself. I'm constantly in this internal fight with myself about, oh, you shouldn't do that. That would make you look weird. You shouldn't do that. That would make you look rude. And, well, so what? Like, that's what I want to tell myself. Like, so what? I can make mistakes. I think anyway. People make mistakes. Like in that Sunday. I'm sure my friends, when I actually did have a very strong reaction to that, thought, oh, yeah, maybe I made a mistake. And they did apologize to me later for it, which I was very grateful for. But, yeah, so if they're allowed to make mistakes, why shouldn't I be allowed to make mistakes here? It sounds silly to think about, or just to say out loud, that I have trouble with regulating sort of my fear of judgment, but I'm slowly trying to get better at it. Like, as I've said, that was the first time I walked up to a stranger and I complimented their outfit, which was like a big leap. It may not seem like a big deal, but it was a big leap in faith for me, because, well, now I feel so much more confident in my ability that I can just walk up to someone randomly and compliment their outfit without any repercussions. And, well, this has helped me a lot, especially because I was really afraid of doing anything before. Like, I was very afraid of just saying anything to someone, because what if they judge me, right? Now I feel like it's not them judging me, especially with this interaction I've had. It's not them judging me. I'm constantly judging myself, and judging myself is not something I should be doing, because who am I to play lawyer to myself when I still haven't figured out who I am yet? I feel like no one should just be that harsh on themselves in general, because it's not a good thing to do. Like, the world wouldn't spin if we constantly thought about our mistakes or making mistakes in general. Inventions wouldn't be done if the scientists were afraid of making mistakes and stuff, which I know is a huge stretch, but yeah, I just want to say that I find it very weird, this current situation I'm in, personally with myself, but I'm trying to get better at it. And well, I found out that being different isn't so bad after all, because being different doesn't necessarily mean that I'm weird. Being different just means that, well, I'm different, I'm not average, and I think that's a wonderful thing. There's a part of me that really enjoys being different, actually. There's also another part of me that hates it. I've sort of divided into two groups when it comes to this being different. Sometimes I really enjoy it. I really enjoy being different because it makes me feel special. It makes me feel like I'm non-ordinary and someone who can sort of have their own opinions besides the regular societal ones, but also makes me feel annoyed because interactions become much harder when you're different. Well, in the end, it doesn't really matter as long as you're happy with yourself, I guess. Anyway, I'm just rambling on, so I'll see you in the next one, I think. See ya.